So in the background, I have everything that we've done so far. I have our question that we asked for our investigation. I have our prediction, which is our guess, our materials, and then of course our steps. All of these are going to be the important pieces for the scientific method. All right, so here are our pots that we need for our investigation. Our first step says to label the pots. So we are going to label them with our permanent marker, so we know which plant is which at the end. So on this first pot, I'm going to write W for water. I'm not gonna write the whole word out. We're just gonna go with W for water to keep it simple. The next one, I'm going to write V, and that V is for vinegar. The last pot, I'm going to write M, and that M is for milk. So step one's done. Very simple process. Okay, the next part of our investigation, it says step number 2, place soil in each pot. So I have my bag of soil, I have my shovel, and I'm going to go ahead and carefully place the soil in each pot. So the first one we have is the water pot. I want to make sure I put the same amount of soil in each pot. It's really important to keep things consistent, even though you may have some different pieces like the milk, water, and vinegar. So I'll show you what it looks like in a second. So water pot's done. Gonna go ahead and load up our vinegar pot. A little bit more there. Okay, so it looks like those two are about the same. And then our last one is our milk pot. All right, just a little teeny bit more. All right. So they all look pretty even. Gotta put this down. So if you look inside, just normal soil. Step number 3 says to plant seeds. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my gardening gloves. As you all know, I usually like to keep my nails pretty clean. And since we're going through the pandemic, it's really important to kind of keep gloves on to reduce or to slow down the spread of germs. And with dirt, which is soil, there are some germs involved. So I have on my gardening gloves and I'm really excited. They are so cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my shovel and start with our planting. So now that we have on our gardening gloves, we're gonna go ahead and start taking some seeds out of the box and planting them. So I've already kind of dug small little holes in the middle of the soil to help get the seeds down in there. So I'm gonna grab a few seeds out of the box, put them down in there. All right, try to grab about the same amount. I think the first one needs a little bit more. There we go. All right, so now that we planted our seeds, I'm just gonna use my shovel to cover the seeds up so that they're in the soil. Soil gives plants nutrients that they need in order for them to grow or germinate. Germinate's another word for grow. So let's make sure they're all in there. It's a process, but almost there, almost there. Make sure they're in that soil good so that they can germinate. All right, step number 3 is done. Step number 4, water the plants. Remember, that doesn't mean they're all getting the same amount or the same type of liquid or water. They're all getting something different. So I'm gonna start off with my water. It's the simplest. I am going to use a measuring cup of 1/4 a cup. So I'm gonna take my water from my water bottle and pour it into the measuring cup just to make sure each of them has the same amount. So here's my water. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I pour it within the pot that says W, which stands for water. And that one's all done. So the next one has V. So I'm gonna take my vinegar, and I've already poured it into a cup. It's a bit smelly. If you've ever had salt and vinegar chips, you can imagine what it smells like. But I'm gonna do the same thing because the same amount is really important. So I'm going to pour the vinegar into the same measuring cup, 1/4 of a cup. Wow, I've never poured vinegar into a plant. Not to say that it will not grow the tallest, but it's not something I've done before. Pretty exciting. And it smells really interesting. So our last one is milk. And again, I'm going to use my pot that's labeled M. Going to pour my milk into the 1/4 cup so it has the same amount as the others. And I'm going to go ahead and pour the milk in. Woo! Wow, looks like Oreos. The soil looks like the Oreo cookie and the milk looks like the cream on the inside. All right, so step number 4 is done. All right, so the last step of our investigation is to place the plants in sunlight. We know that sunlight's going to give it energy to grow or germinate. So I'm gonna go ahead and place these outside, and we'll check back in 3 days on Thursday just to see which plant has germinated, to see if there's any root growth going on, and we'll check it out so we can go on to our results. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helped you grow your brain. And if this is something that you would like to try at home, you can ask a family member to assist you. I actually purchase everything from the dollar store. And it's something you can test out on your own as well. Just make sure you get the permission of an adult. I will see you all soon. And again, I miss you all, and I hope that you all are well. Take care. Love, Miss Bright.